Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host Brian, along with my co-host Brett.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! We're here, as Brett alluded, we are here to talk Farmer Wants a Wife, episode 2, Down and Dirty on the Farm. Now, before we can start, Brett, I did this episode solo last week. I just kind of want to get your general, quick impressions of what you think the show, how you feel about it.
I like it. When I saw the preview for it a couple weeks ago, I was like, maybe I should mention it and we should watch it and talk about it. But I was like, we'll see if I watch it or not, just because I was too busy to watch it in the moment, so I missed last week. But once I knew you were doing it, I was like, okay, I'll watch it and check it out and talk about it. But I think the main thing I want to know is like how the heck this started because
Yes.
I told you off camera that I'm like they started on a dating app or something. So were they
Mm-hmm.
all on farmers only and they all
Oh,
matched
yes.
with the same farmer and then like they're like, hey, let's make a TV show out of this. Like, how did they get cast to begin with? Because that was very confusing, and I want more information on that.
So apparently this is a pretty big show in Australia. Think there's like it has
Okay.
like 8 seasons. There was a show, I think I referenced it a little bit, but there was one season in 2008 in America. But I think like it's kind of like any of these TV shows. I know you didn't watch The Real Love Boat. Like the America made a Real Love Boat this season, but it's like big in Australia. So they're just kind of like looking for shows that are popular in other places and just kind of I think dropping it in USA to just see like if something sticks. So I
Yeah.
don't know. That's kind of what I got from it. That I think it's just because it's popular in Australia.
No, I
It,
mean that makes sense. The thing I was confused apart was like normally if you want to be on a show, you either just scroll through reality casting sites or you have one in particular you're thinking of. So did these people get cast to be on a reality TV show or they were already like potential love interests of these farmers and then they built the show around that? Like because it seemed like they swiped right on a dating app
yeah,
at some point before they got cast. It wasn't just like, hey, we're doing a casting call.
right, right,
So
right. I kind of think that they probably are, like the way I envision it is they wanted to be on a reality TV show for dating. They had this idea for Farmer Wants a Wife. They were like, okay, it's going to be about farmers. They probably had a bunch of girls, and the guy like went through the four leads, like went through like these are the eight I like the most, and then they were like, okay, you're now cast. Well,
maybe.
that's how I
It
would
seemed
have.
like the girls knew them though. It seemed like the girls picked the farmers. So that
Well,
was
they saw the farmers, so maybe there was 20 girls or 100 girls in the pool, and they all matched with somebody, and then the farmer goes in. It's almost like I mean, back in the day when I'm married, but I had Tinder when it first started. So like you would say you were offline for 24 hours. If you had like the five people match with you, they would be the first five people you see, and you're like bang bang bang. Those are matches like. So he found the ones that he liked. It's like a filter. It filtered to him after he filtered. It filtered a filter.
that makes
I mean,
sense. Like they
that's how
they
I
had
think.
they have four farmers to choose from, so they're like rank
Yeah,
the farmers, and then the farmers have the whole
yeah,
pool, and whatever algorithm is like,
yeah. It
oh
matches
well,
them up or
yeah, matches
something.
them up based off that.
Maybe, yeah.
So
It's got to be something. But I agree with you. I wish they spent like maybe 5 to 7 minutes in the beginning of the episode, kind of explaining, "Hey, this is how we did it." Because there's a couple scenes, and they even had it today, like where production was be like a fourth breaking the fourth wall, having conversations. They could have done that, and I think it actually would have been cool to know how they actually did it.
yeah, I definitely wanted to know. I mean, even if they did it like you said, that's not how they do The Bachelor. Because like if you're on The Bachelor, you
You
don't
just
get to
go.
know you don't know who the
Yeah.
Bachelorette is
Yep.
until you're there, and you're like, oh, I'm so glad it's you.
But
Dang.
I actually kind of like this because then it's like the girls are actually interested and the guy is interested. Like he filtered it, so we're not having this BS.
No, I do like that it's like
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
yeah,
It kind of cuts out that. Like, I mean, obviously they need to connect once they speak, but like at least like there's a physical like they like what they see on both sides. So
right.
I don't know. I think it has a little bit of promise. I think Bill's going to try to come on next week. I'd like to get his opinion. Just different show than what we cover, and that's kind of what I said last week. I kind of think that there's more. It's more genuine, even if it's just 10%. It feels a little more genuine to me. I know I'm sure you could lie, just get fame on the show, but I don't think these guys look for fame. Do
No,
you?
these guys are hardcore farmers.
Yeah, they're
They're
not looking for fame. I don't think that.
they're
At
they're
least that's
looking
the
for
impression I
fame
get.
less than Zach's looking for fame.
Yeah, yeah,
They are there for the right reasons.
yeah. Yeah.
They
All right.
need a
Let,
hoe to
let,
hoe land.
let's run through our boys here. Let's start with just for the good stuff. Let's start with father Farmer Allen. It's a farmer with a little white
Yeah,
patch.
I love how every time they call him Farmer Allen,
Yeah,
Farmer Justin, or
yeah,
whatever,
yeah. I know.
and none of them are farmers. Not a single
Somebody
person.
actually commented on the last video and said that it technically is farming. I don't know anything about farming, so I don't know what the umbrella of what is technically
Then why
farming.
then why when they put what their job is, they say cattle rancher and they don't say like corn farmer
I
or
mean,
something.
maybe it's the same thing. I don't know the like the jargon or the like I said, the umbrella of what actually is technically farming. I just don't know. They live on a farm. So maybe it's just like there's like I said, a big umbrella of like what goes into farming. So I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. But all right, let's go. Farmer Allen. I want to start with him because we left last week's episode where Cassidy Joe's like, "Oh, you have these blue cabinets. Hopefully, it wasn't an ex-wife." And bang, here it is. Farmer Allen admits to Cassidy Joe that he is divorced, and she's a little surprised. But I mean, again, I don't think it's gonna impact her. I mean, I thought his explanation was fine. He's like, "Oh, it just wasn't working out. Like I tried." What else is he supposed to say without him saying I cheated? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think he did. I mean, he basically made it
No, I
sound
don't
like
think he did either. I'm saying like I thought he gave a genuine answer.
right. Well, yeah, I mean the pre-trailer thing made it sound like she was gonna have like a bigger stink about it, but she kind of made it like this is not okay. And she's like, okay, that's fine. I understand. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. She's like, well, I
And
don't want to get divorced ever.
yeah, I mean, it's
So,
like, what are you gonna do? Farmer Allen's in control. He can get rid of you. He's got
yeah,
four other farm girls
yeah.
waiting on the side.
This is
Like,
my farm.
so she got with the program real quick.
Yeah.
I did think it was interesting that he picked her though for that one on one because she was the last picked and made a whole thing about that too.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Well, also that's the same thing with Megan later. Like, or was it Megan who was the last picked? Or no, that was
It was one of the girls with like
crap. I don't remember. I don't think I wrote that
guy
down.
from
But somebody
Georgia.
else said that.
Well, I know one girl said she was gonna leave because she didn't want to be on reality TV.
That was Megan. I
Yeah,
wrote that down. That's what landed. The thing is, I don't want to like get right to the eliminations. Like honestly, that's really like Farmer Allen. That was like probably the big thing, and then he like all the farmers eventually put all the girls to work, which I thought was hilarious. Like they're like, it looks like they're gonna like artificially inseminate cows, and like they're chopping wood and like picking up like rubble, and I think that's super funny. I also really liked how like the guys were like, if somebody was working like just 5% harder than someone else, they're like, well, I really like that she's really showing initiative here. It's like, you don't think she's trying to make a good impression?
that's true. Most of these guys were saying that they don't even live there half the time, so they're gonna
Yeah,
have
yeah,
to
that's
have
what
the
Farmer Allen
somebody.
said.
He's like, you're gonna have to actually stay here like half the week and do all my work because I'm gonna travel.
Yeah, Cassie
So who
Joe's like,
does
I'm fine. I'm alone 6 months here. It's like,
who?
okay,
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
just
What's
saying
that
yes to
about?
anything.
What's her
They're
six
saying yes
months
to
in
anything. Okay, so yeah, like before I jumped ahead here, but all the farmers, like the girl they had for the 24 hours, they all took them on like a date on the farm, like pretty much sitting out, like we're talking a little bit, opening up a little bit, nothing like out crazy. Farmer Ryan kissed the Farmer Ryan's girl was Haley. He kisses her. I think that was really the only kiss from the 24 hours before all the other women arrived.
I don't think in this whole episode anyone kissed anybody other than Farmer Ryan, and
Yeah,
I think he
Farmer Ryan kissed two girls.
kissed at least two girls.
Yeah, he kissed two girls. So good for him. He kissed Sarah and Haley.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but
That Sarah situation I was kind of wondering about because it seemed like they didn't think they were on camera. Like it looked like they were doing something to like help the group, and then they're like, "Yo,
yeah,
you're hot as fuck. Let's make out." Like off camera.
that's kind of like where I think like I like that they are kind of oblivious to at least the farmers are to like some of the like reality TV. Like they're everywhere. They're like hanging from rafters. Like there's somebody watching you at all times. So I
Yeah,
think that's kind of funny. So I mean, let's just get the eliminations. I mean, so the host, her name is Jessie. or Jennifer, whoopsie, Jennifer Nettles. She leaves a note, which we know it wasn't her because all these farms are in different locations. So a production person left a note saying that you have the ability to eliminate somebody. And when I heard it first, I was like, damn, they're really going to get, this is going to be like a 6 episode season. Like they're going to cut people quick. And apparently you didn't have to do that. You had the option, which I actually kind of like. Like you don't need to feel like if you're unsure, like you don't need like you could be ruining a connection. So I kind of was pro that. And
I
really,
mean, yeah, especially with like their cast being so small and they just met them, you
yeah.
know.
Yep.
Where in The Bachelor, you sort of have to follow a template of getting rid of people. But in this one, I think, you know, the cast is so small, they just met. And
Mhm.
I don't know, it's just an extra little twist in there because when they said that you don't have to eliminate them or something, but I was like, I wonder how many of these farmers are going to pick up on that, or if
Right.
they're just going to think, oh, I have to eliminate somebody.
Right. Exactly.
And I guess all three of them at least picked up on it and farm around, and that might have just been on by choice. He didn't like that girl, so
Well, yeah, like, and you kind of knew she had a death wish when she got a ton of confessional time and she wasn't helping picking up logs. That was her death wish right there.
got to pick up
And
logs,
she,
girl.
the other thing that's kind of crazy about it is just like he's like, well, Sloan, you got to go. And she just cries at the table. It's funny TV as a viewer. But Sloan leaves. She's the only one that goes home this
Got to
week.
get going.
Next week it looks like they're going on like a rodeo or like something like that, like a group date. And it looks like I'm wondering if all the ladies are gonna convene together and looks like they're gonna like spill the juice. So I'm kind of hopefully it like picks up a little bit, like a little more like jealousy, which I'm sure is gonna happen because I mean they've only been there for like what 24 hours. But
Yeah. What was spilled juice about? What are you saying about spilled the juice?
like they could tell a girl that they know is not on the farm, like, oh, I kissed somebody, and then that person can be like, oh, by the way, did you know that Sarah kissed Ryan? And they're like, what? Like stuff like that. But we'll see.
I want to see cross farm dating.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Like, can they do trades or like somebody's like,
Great,
oh, I
yeah.
saw him, like, I want to go over here now. Like that's the one thing that I'm curious, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think these guys are gonna I don't think that
Yeah.
they
I don't think that would work. I mean, it would be fun to watch, sort of, but like it probably won't mean anything.
it
Like
just
if
get messy.
instead of eliminating a girl, you're like, hey, I'm gonna trade her for your girl that you're eliminating. But like they're just gonna be at the bottom of the pack there, probably.
Yeah, it's a messy thing. But I don't know. Overall, I'm enjoying the show so far. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued to see what's gonna happen. So
How many of these women do you think would agree to form a sister wives pact instead of competing to just win the farmer on their own?
probably zero.
Okay, it would make the chores easier.
Well, well, when you're on a farm, you just have children and they do the chores. That's
Mm,
usually how it works.
I suppose.
Yeah, but again, I don't know much about farm life, but we'll see. I'm excited.
How
Next
many
week,
chores are your kids doing these days?
what chores are my kids doing? They're creating more chores for me. That's what they're doing. They're creating chores.
Exactly. So you got to have the sister wives for a few bit.
Yeah, true. But we will be back next week for episode 3. But in the meantime, we have a bracket going on where we have ranked all the shows we have covered. Unfortunately, this show is not on the bracket because it's so new, but maybe next year it will make an appearance. But if you have an opinion on any franchise and we covered it, definitely check it out. Do a vote. We're on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also have Jersey Shore dropping, Married at First Sight, Ari the One. And then I think our TLC Sundays, MILF Manor's almost over. I think there's one episode left. So like we're kind of getting some freeing up some time. So it's good like for this show to like pop in and become maybe a staple of the week. But for myself and Brett, thank you. See you.
Yeehaw.